Emotional damage.
Hey, Anthony's not here today.
Yeah.
He's being responsible.
Yep.
So I'm sitting. This is really weird to sit on his side.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even talk about that yet.
It's a different dynamic.
Yeah. We were having all sorts of fun stuff, setting up computers and software. And
usually I can't see you. I see you, but like,
yeah.
There's a...
Or we're close. Actually, with Anthony, I can't see him at all, almost.
Yeah.
So I see you really well.
We should hang
when
this
I'm
from
there.
the ceiling.
Like, get a harness? And we could just, like, Spider-Man
like,
it
we'll
out?
get, like, actual...
Oh, hang these. I thought you meant us.
Yeah,
like,
no, we'll hang from the ceiling upside down.
Like the guy who comes down to get the diamond out of the thing.
It's like American Dad when he's like...
Exactly.
I'm so mad I'm going to sleep in my web tonight. And he's got, like, a web in the corner. He puts on this stupid Spider-Man shit.
Oh, man. All right. You want to start off with that question? Or
yeah.
Patreon question? Again, we've got another one from Mike Smith. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate you. It was, what was it? Wasn't it about Trump or something?
Yeah, it was the, can Trump and... Can he work out a peace agreement before he takes the actual office?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think with as much, and I say this totally not biased, I think with as much crap has been thrown at both sides, it's kind of like one of those deals where you got two people who don't want to budge, and then you have a guy who's like, well, why won't you budge? You know what I mean? I don't think that at this point, especially with the missiles that they fired, I don't think that Putin's going to accept any sort of peace deal. I think personally, I think he wants to crush Ukraine.
Yeah.
And he's doing it in a way that's like, you know, he can realistically, like, financially, logistically, he keeps this war going as long as he wants. Right?
Yeah.
Like, he's got the money.
They have the Russia's always been the war machine. They can just grind it out. Like, they may not do well, but they do for a long time.
Yeah.
They're a long distance runner.
It's a long con, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
I think Trump can, I think if he can somehow make this work, yes, I think it could be done before. Like, there's probably not a, I think Zelensky and Putin separately said things like, hey, if he has information that could stop this, let's work on it, right? More so Zelensky, but no, I think he could do it if it can be done.
Yeah.
But will he? I don't know. I think he'll probably set it up. Personally, I think that Putin, okay, so they did the intercontinental ballistic missile. I could be wrong, but I think that's the only time that's been used for warfare. Because when we dropped the atom bomb, that was bombs.
Yeah. Well, that's also insane, though, that, like, Ukraine did that. Right? Like...
The ATACMS?
To, like... They're like, oh, we got their green light? Go
Boom.
ahead, you know?
Well, why... You know... I get it, and I'm always going to be a little more on, like, Ukraine's side.
No,
but, like,
I get that, yeah.
I feel like if you're sitting there as a race car driver, and you're sitting there, and they're like, hey, man, do you want to race tonight or soon? You're in the seat with, you forgot your hydration pack, hookup, and everything. Yeah. You're ready. You're like, you know, I feel like that's the same thing. Like, anytime that someone is in a desperate situation and they're throttled by limitations that they can't control, right? And then that gets lifted, then of course it's going to immediately be used, I think. Why not?
But
nuke them, you know? Don't nuke them.
Duke nuke them.
Don't nuke them.
Solid game, dude.
Solid.
All right, so then
emotional damage.
Why did they have to ask the U.S. for permission to use this?
Yeah, that respect. So my understanding is that...
But, like, okay, at the same token...
Right.
Like, they didn't ask Germany or England or anybody else.
Yeah.
Right?
They do.
Oh,
yeah.
they did.
So, when it's been different, right? So, like, first off, there's been a ton of escalations without getting boring with the stat.
Yeah.
So, the escalations would be... You know maritime stuff a little bit more than I do. So, you've got a certain fleet out there, right? And then maybe just like 3 or 4 of them looks a certain way, posterity. And then you've got 7. And now they're within disputed territories, but are still international waters, right? Like near Saipan or something, something, right?
Okay.
And then China's like, oh, they're all up in our stuff. Well, that actually Russia did that. They sent their submarine, nuclear sub, capable sub, to Cuba. Remember that? That wasn't long ago.
Yeah.
So these are escalations. Now, a country who gives permission to use a weapon against another country by proxy, like Ukraine,
Yeah.
there's a lot of red tape. So it was like Germany's giving them, the big thing was our Abrams. Like Russia was like, this is an escalation of the greatest, whatever. And then the next thing was like manpads, and then the next thing was like aerial defenses, right? Or personnel defenses for intercepting missiles or taking out aircraft, right? And then it was like our javelins are blowing the crap out of their tanks, and then it was Germany's version, and they just escalated to like from small vehicles to air vehicles to anti-air, like an anti-air defense seeking missiles that are a little bit longer distance, and now ATACMS. I think we've been allowing them to use ATACMS in Ukraine anyway, but not in Russia against. And
Where
so
did
then
they
it became
hit?
Kursk, huh?
Where did they hit?
I don't know. I know that it was not Kursk.
Yeah.
So they hit a military complex. I was trying to listen to Brian Lusk earlier, but shout out to him, but I didn't catch what happened. But I think they hit a military complex, which was way out. So Kursk obviously is the disputed location.
We've been there. Me and you.
Oh,
Hello.
that's funny. We have. Wow, actually thinking about it. And Kharkiv. Man, those are the days. So, my Moses to God. So, so we were, so Kursk is part of Russia, and Ukraine did a crazy move where they pushed into their territory and took it, right? Which makes sense. I mean, they came into Ukraine, I feel like it's fair game. However, that's voodoo.
Yeah.
Because Russia is a nuclear capable country. So, yeah, I don't want to get too far into it, but yeah, there's Kursk, and then I think they're allowed to destroy any military target inside of Russia that is that weapon system capable, which I'm pretty certain is like 35 miles. It could be even further. It's a long way.
Into Russia.
Yeah. So the cool thing I've seen, now correct me if I'm wrong unless you're a Russian bot.
You're wrong.
Thank you, Russian bot. Ruski, I don't know what bot is. I think that they typically go after military, like actual intelligence, probably Western-backed intelligence.
Yeah.
And hit military targets. Russia is very indiscriminate, or goes after infrastructure, civilian-wise. Dude, they're hitting them. Like, you could say whatever you want. I know 100% because of people on the ground that I know, they're blowing up apartment complexes and just destroying people, hospitals, all of it.
Yeah,
and there's not military targets there. They're not like clandestine targets in there.
There's videos of. There's one. I don't know if this was in like Israel, Gaza, or if this was Russia, Ukraine, but old dude is like sitting on the couch. He's just like. He's like 70 plus, easy. He's watching TV. I mean, just.
Yeah.
He's in it. Whatever he was watching.
Probably the rocket that was about to hit him.
Like Sons of Anarchy, whatever, dude. He was locked in on that. And like this rocket does come in to the building right next door. And blows it up, dude. And dude does not flinch at all.
Yeah, I don't know who that could be. It could be.
It was insane to see. Like, he was just like.
I mean, like
turning the volume up, you know?
Israel's blowing up civilian infrastructure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how they're doing that. I know everyone wants to be on Israel's side for the most part. I think I tend to lean that way. But I still have that friend, Sam, that keeps me grounded on some things he said a long time ago. Shout out to Sam. You know who you are. But yeah, I think they're killing Yeah, leave, evacuate, take your children out of here. But then they blow up the buildings.
Yeah.
Where are they going to go? Like, I mean, maybe, but they're killing people pretty hardcore there, dude. Civilians. I'm seeing nasty stuff on X.
Yeah.
It's sad,
I
man.
don't go on X much. You
see a lot.
you do see a lot.
My algorithm weird. It thinks that I'm like worshiping Elon Musk.
So I like my TikTok For You page. I have like the algorithm.
Oh,
set
you
up
do?
perfect.
You do TikTok?
I mean, like, I had like, I watch videos, but like mine is like, it'll be a mix, right? It'll be like funny cat videos, and then it'll be like, those dudes that do the street takeovers.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
in
the
LA,
burnouts and
right?
someone always gets hit by
Dude,
the roof.
and my only videos that pop up are people just getting mollywopped by these cars, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's like and
no-
one guy's like, yo, and then they get mad that they got hit.
Or they get run
The
over.
dude's covered in smoke and
You see
doesn't
the
know how
one
to
where
do
the
this.
Mustang hits the guy, runs him over, and then like pantses him at the same time, and he gets up like bare butt, dude.
Yeah, his pants are off. Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw
dude.
that.
Yeah.
It's like scraping up his pants.
That's like my For You page. Like,
Dude, isn't that crazy though? How you see like people are getting destroyed by those things, and like getting hit by cars, and then they just like scurry off like some
it's
cockroach.
like that
activity.
adrenaline, dude. Like that.
It's gotta
I've
be
seen
that.
people run with like
Yeah.
broken legs.
Well, they would, yeah.
You know what I mean?
In that situation,
Well, it's like
You
in
would.
that going back to the Ukrainian thing, like the drone aspect of all this stuff. One,
insane,
terrifying.
insane.
Absolutely. Like
Can
those
you
dudes
imagine?
are not going to be able to like. They go to Disney World when this is all over, and they do like that drone light show. They're going to be like, you know what I mean?
Shooting broomsticks at it.
But the adrenaline aspect of that is like there was a armored personnel carrier that got hit, and I don't know which side it was,
Yeah,
but it was disabled, and they were very hurt, but they got out.
and then they got hit again.
And then they like saw the drones. This is not funny, but it's like, crazy. And you could tell they were hurting. They're holding their sides, like broken ribs, probably broken arm.
Yeah.
And they see the drones or hear it, and they just start running like full speed.
Yeah.
Like that much adrenaline. It's crazy what that'll do.
I think I would do the herd mentality. I mean, I'm kind of being funny here, but like, if you just got blown up, but you guys are still kind of getting it
just play
together,
dead.
I would. That's a great idea. But that actually is a good idea if you've got like, especially at nighttime,
Yeah.
because they can't really see your face.
Mm-hmm.
She'll
And
expressions.
everything's gonna show a heat signature because
Yeah.
they just died.
I'll just pee on
Yeah.
myself and look like I got shot in the balls. So,
Dude, I mean, what
Yeah.
what is your body temp? 93?
98.
98.
Yeah, 98.6.
Is it really? I thought
Yeah.
it was like 93.
98.6.
Sheesh.
If your body temperature is 93, dog, you did get shot.
Homeboy cold.
There you go, boy. He going down.
Oh, man.
Stone cold. Steep.
Movie I'm trying to think about where you... Oh, dude. Jim Carrey in The Mask.
Oh my gosh.
Where he's like... He gets shot and he's
Yeah.
like,
There,
tell Tommy I do give a damn,
dude,
And he's coughing in his face.
the mask. There's a kid at jiu-jitsu who I'm friends with his dad, and he's always doing like the mask thing. Like
Yeah.
he'll run around like say something like, "How you doing?" And he like does a spin thing with more with his head than with his
So
body.
much energy,
And then he's like,
dude.
"Oh, dude."
That's
And he
so
says
much
he's like
energy.
that constantly until 8 p.m. and then he's just toast, passes out, right, standing up.
My ADHD people, where you at?
Yeah,
It's that
they're
same
like-
kind of energy.
He'll do great things, just
Yeah.
maybe not this moment.
Yeah, The Mask is great. Movie.
Yeah, I think the drone thing's crazy, man. Honestly, like I didn't know we would go that direction, but it's. Can you imagine? Like they did some statistic on what a sniper can do to an enemy psychologically. Imagine.
They can halt a front, dude. Like a sniper. To branch off what you're saying, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but while I'm thinking about
That's
it.
good. We got it.
So, they say that a single sniper, even if he or she, it's 2024, even if he's missing,
They, them. No,
Yeah.
we're just kidding.
even
no
if
way.
like he's missing,
Yeah.
right, can land 1 out of 15 shots, will completely halt an entire division
Yeah.
of troops for days.
I believe that. I watched the Shine Ryan show. I'm not a fan of the psychic thing he just did, but that guy Nick, I'm forgetting his last name, but he was called the Reaper. He was a Ranger sniper. I think the first,
dope ass name, dude.
the only black sniper that we've ever had. I think definitely in the Army.
Yeah.
And he's so cool, man. Like anyway, it's a 6-hour podcast, but dude, that is the most down to earth guy. Anyway, he was talking about how he knew there was a Chechen sniper in Afghanistan. He had deployed typically to Iraq, and then when he got to be a sniper, which is really different in Rangers. So like in regular big Army, and I know this actually, our snipers will have a spotter. Rangers, they're both snipers. One acts predominantly as a sniper, but he's using his sniper rifle to spot. I didn't know that, which is awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
And he was talking about there was a Chechen sniper keeping everyone's head down. And he knew it was Chechen because of, like, he had heard there was one in the region and the precision.
Yeah.
He wasn't firing at what he saw movement and fired and walked that in, which apparently something to do with identifying objects that are not natural has a lot to do with high levels of training in the sniper communities around the world.
Makes sense.
So that's how so they were like, he said it's playing volleyball is what it is. And he's trying to find him. And I don't think he ended up killing him, but man, it wrecked everyone. So imagine a freaking explosive where you get shot, you might make it, dog, or it'll be an easy way out. You get blown up. Dude, these guys are, let me be careful what I say on YouTube. They are going to their maker voluntarily.
Yeah.
Because of the pain they're in. And it's just brutal, man.
Oh, I know.
I mean, we never would have thought this was a thing.
It's like, dude, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, I think that's the game. The premise is you go to this island that has been run by like this massive tech corp. And it's all like drone stuff, dude. Like it's all automated.
Really?
And
How old is that? I thought the Ghost Recon stuff's like 4 years or older.
It's got to be. I think it's about 3 or 4, maybe 5 years old. But it's
At
like
this time.
you know, like you've got like throughout the map, there's these huge concrete and metal structures that lift up, and then the flaps open and it deploys like 600
Like a
drones
swarm.
at a time. Yeah, swarm exactly.
The Army I saw has this. Our guys, they have some sort of vehicle, like a remote vehicle, that goes out. It kind of looks like a miniature striker. Anyway, it goes out and it opens these like arms and zoom, 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 zoom. I think we posted something like that on a short. But anyway, I don't know how many, but I think there was like maybe 5 to 10 on each rack, and I saw 4 racks. So a possibility of 40 drones going out and actively hunter seeker.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're AI operated. I don't even know if we're allowed to do that ethically. I don't know, but it's crazy.
How much stuff is done unethically?
I mean, you're killing people, man. In the name of that sniper talked about it. His son asked him, and he's so humble, man. I love the way this guy talks. And he said, son, war is when people have a disagreement and they hurt each other because of that. Right?
Yeah. That's true,
and
though.
some,
I mean,
and
really
a lot,
is true.
and some die, and he's like, and his kid didn't, like, why is that a thing? So, anyway, obviously there's all sorts of nasty stuff we can get into as far as, like, who's more right and who's oppressed and who needs to be delivered.
It's one thing, like, the righteous side, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so, like,
Right.
who holds
Correct.
that morality high ground, right?
Correct.
Like,
Like Israel, personally, at this point, yeah, I saw what happened on that day, but it was crazy and it was messed up. But the beginning. But for me personally, if there was ever a righteous war that I could feel justified in fighting in, it would be the Ukraine thing. They're just invaded, and they're the little guys, right? So you always want the underdog to win, always.
I mean, dude, I root for the bad guys in every movie, dude.
Do you?
No,
Oh, well then, I'll see you on the battlefield, Can you imagine, like, Joe!
I'll see
Oh, crap! Sorry, man.
Dude, pick me up. I'm down. Revive me.
Yeah.
You don't have any self?
Just sorry, man. It's only for my team. You know? Chose the wrong side.
Yeah.
Just slip a Ukrainian little sticker on you real quick.
Can you imagine, dude? I mean, there's a bunch of like soldiers on both sides. Well, not
Yeah.
both. I mean, I would say probably more so on the Russian side, defecting.
Oh God, yeah.
You know,
it's like 30-1, man.
Yeah.
There's not many. There's almost no one defecting to Russia.
yeah.
Now there's a lot of people that are
What about that dude?
waving the flag.
We don't have to get into this, but did you like that dude that defected from the U.S. Army to North Korea? And the North Koreans were like, "Nah, dude, we don't even want you."
Oh yeah, he didn't have any information. That's the thing. You don't have
Like,
he
you
came up like
imagine?
asking for food basically is
Yeah.
what he did.
Like crossing
dude.
the DMZ,
Right there, yeah, I
and
remember.
then being like, "Yeah, I'd like to."
Was he Air Force? I don't know. He was like low level private or something.
Yeah. It was
Crazy.
nothing like you wouldn't have any sort of information.
No.
Like you hold the top secret clearance.
How many
but-
push-ups did they make you do?
Yeah.
They feed you actual
It was North
food.
Korean soldiers though, or like
They're getting destroyed.
I mean, 100,000 troops. I would be interested to see the
Yeah.
like casualty count for sure. You know.
I want to say I'm just making up stuff, but real quick, I like that finger. Go ahead.
They
You got my attention.
reports, and I didn't dig into this too much, dude. Like super crunch for time past 2-3 weeks, but
Right.
just with everything going on, but
You don't say.
there's a couple reports where the North Korean soldiers, because they now have unrestricted
I
access
heard.
to
Yeah.
internet,
We don't say the full word. I know
but
what you're
are
saying.
addicted to corn.
They're addicted to entertainment
Yeah, entertainment purposes.
of females.
Yeah,
And males.
and like now,
Yeah,
like,
because number one, they haven't had access to the internet.
Yeah.
Number two, they can see all races that they're not allowed to see
Yeah.
doing all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
German stuff. German stuff. So
He hasn't eaten in 3 days.
it's not going to work. Quagmire. So, yeah. And, I think I was actually talking about that last night at work a little bit, carefully, obviously. But that we're desensitized sexually, I think, as a culture.
Yeah.
Overtly, right? In the open. And I think it's wrong to have that in your life. I think it's going to be detrimental. Long story. We'll leave it there. But I think when you haven't been exposed to something like that, dude, imagine, the dopamine that's released.
Oh yeah.
Even if someone's entertaining that and is used to it, you get hit with that, dude, and you've never seen. You're like, whoa, dude! Someone from Nigeria is hanging out with someone from Ireland. This is insane.
You showed me a booby.
Yeah.
I like those too.
Dude, they're stuck there. They're like probably got power banks sitting there out there trying to get all the solar power possible. Like, one
They
more
ordered
time.
they ordered one of those Elon Musk things, Starlink or whatever.
For that,
You know?
and he's like, "Look, guys, this is disgusting."
Yeah.
Stop. Like, okay, so we'll reel it back in a little bit here. Do we think that the war?
I mean, this question is segmented into what we're going to talk about anyway, so that's good.
Yeah, it's perfect, and we've pretty much covered what we were going to cover anyway. It's like,
I mean, what do you think
on what the war?
on Trump?
Yeah, I think I had kind of said that, but probably, yeah, what I said, like, where they could, if he has the ability to end it now, why not help end it now? And that means he can.
Yeah.
I don't think that he has the magic key, but I think he's a businessman. I went on Brian Lust's channel, actually. Shout out to him a second time.
I'm going to start charging you for these soon, Brian.
Yeah, man. Sorry,
just kidding, buddy.
Especially when we get big.
Shout out to Big B.
We're going to be like, we can't say his name. He won't pay us. Peasants,
Yeah.
look down on these, what do they call them? Piss ants.
He'll send us
That's-
He'll send us like a check, but it's like only good for Brian bucks. Some made up
Brian
made-up currency that he's got.
Like, you get to, like, watch, like, the behind the scenes.
Yeah. Truthfully, though, anybody who is interested in any of this
check his
stuff,
channel out.
Brian Lusk, for sure.
We'll plug him. He's got a low subscribe count. However, he helps manage another channel,
That's
Business Basics.
humongous, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They've got almost like 1 million subscribers, if
Yeah.
not more. But Brian Lust is a great... He's been doing this at least once a week, it seems.
Yeah.
Since... I've been following him since the beginning of the war in Ukraine.
Super consistent, super
Dude knows his
duper
stuff.
accurate information.
Yeah. Anyway, he really takes the time,
Does.
and we appreciate it. Like, it's clear. I told him, man, on a personal conversation with him, I was like, look, man, I'm sure like politics is in your family because I know that, but dude, if you ever feel that calling and have an opportunity, I would do it.
Oh, 100%.
Because
He's
the
got
way he speaks.
Yeah, he's very, very well spoken.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's, and you can go to his channel and see
Yep.
an interview.
We'll plug it.
With yours truly right here.
Yeah, I'll plug that
Right.
video, and then, of course, you can just go to his channel, subscribe. We really appreciate it.
I think that's your second interview with him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was kind of interesting because, like, you and I talk, and we all talk looking at each other.
Yeah.
But the type of I'm looking at a camera only, so
Yeah.
it's really strange. Like I'm trying to look at him and trying to look at the camera. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's so you got to train yourself differently. Here, this is way easier because we're just
yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
We're just communicating. But looking at anyway, he's really good at that. I didn't realize that's hard. It is hard. So
Very hard.
I'll plug that last video. It talks about like what I think the options on the table are for, and he does too, for this to end. Dude, they're just opinions, but I think they're actually, it's crazy because we literally just talked about, and we kind of felt like we shouldn't say it like it's voodoo, but I was like, give Ukraine their nukes back is a possibility, and then an ICBM comes in that could, intercontinental ballistic missile, that literally had multiple warheads. I think they're called MIRVs, and they came in. Those could each hold a certain amount of warheads in each missile of nukes,
Right.
so they could nuke multiple cities.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's insane.
But that's the only
man.
way you can like cripple a country, though, right? Like you have to have multiple targets simultaneously, infrastructure.
Yeah,
You know,
because you're going to get hit too.
military
So
targets.
it's a one-off.
Anything like hospitals. It's all got to be. You got to take it all
Every
out. Or
dam.
not.
I would hit all dams
Yeah.
that supply power, most supply power.
Oh, yeah.
All dams. Anyway, yeah, there's ways to cripple countries, and a nuke
Power.
would certainly do that. Oh yeah,
Power,
anything with power,
dude.
especially in the winter, dude. People are
Go
freezing.
without power. We've done it. I mean, you go
Yeah.
without power for like 2 days,
Yeah.
dude. You're like, well,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna be the Flintstones, here,
Yeah.
dude. Like, call me Fred. You know,
That's
it's just crazy.
My buddy Matty, you know Matty.
Yeah.
We've hung out together. Matty, that's what he does. The electrical
Yeah.
lineman.
Speaking of, shout out to the linesman too.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
that's
what
a
you
job
do.
I would never do. It's not just because of
Dude,
the heights, but like,
No way.
you know, my other buddies who are linesmen,
It's hard.
they're like, yeah, dude, I climbed up like, 40 feet into this pole, and there's like a yellow jacket's nest up there,
Oh wow.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, heights and bees.
No way, dude.
I'm
Jumping
out,
off.
dude. I'm out. I would.
It's so dangerous. Like I did the training at a community college and got hired on with a company. Just ended up not wanting to do it. It's very dangerous work.
Oh yeah.
And it's hard. It's
It is
hard.
very
It's
hard.
actually my feet hurt like crazy
Yeah.
from those the spikes.
Yeah, the
I forget what you
spikes.
call them. The hook,
Cleats? Hoofs.
hooks. We call them hooks. Yeah, that's right. So anyway, we appreciate you guys going down, west and south for us
Yeah.
during the hurricane. That's solid. Thank you all.
Gotta have my phone, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, but I mean, we don't have it for a moment and freak out. And dude, people will die.
Oh yeah.
People will die when the power's out because not just there's many things. Like some people are on life-saving equipment that involves electricity,
Yeah.
oxygen. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
huge one, right? But just the bare bones freezing. Like people don't know how to survive. I could survive. I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
It would be uncomfortable.
Maybe.
We would not go to work.
I don't like
Our
the
mortgages would default.
cold. I grew up in Florida, so like anything.
I'll teach you, man. I'll teach you.
75 and under.
Hypothermia.
Is sweatshirt weather.
Straight to hypothermia.
I mean, dude, like, well, you gotta think you live in such a tropical climate for so long.
Yeah.
You know, like 90 plus.
That's a thing, because people in Alaska, they'll, like, way in Alaska, they'll wear shorts when it's 40. 40 degrees in shorts, dude?
You ever see that snippet, dude, of Family Guy where it's like, and here I am talking with the most average northern guy who doesn't think it's cold out here, and he's like wearing, it's like some overweight dude wearing a tank top, like New
Flip-flops.
Englander, and flip-flops, and he's like, God,
100%.
it's not even cold out here. I watched
Yeah,
a guy
what's wrong
drink
with you guys?
watched a guy drink a quart of Motorol, didn't even die.
That's Diaz, dude. That sounds just like Diaz. That guy's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we think will end the war? So I think, again, I'll plug that thing, but I want you to do some talking because I've got a good bit of info and ideas. It's interesting to see what, like, a lot of Americans that don't dig into it all the time, what they think. So,
I don't know.
what do you think are some options on both ends that would make them happy enough to walk away?
I don't know enough
Some
to
level.
know what Russia wants. Like, do they just want like Crimea back, right? And they'll be happy. Is that a thing?
They still have it, so they took it in 14.
Okay.
So that was Donetsk, Luhansk was fighting still. Crimea, I don't think anyone died,
Gotcha.
and they took over their crappy ships. I've seen the Ukrainian fleet down there back when I was in 22.
So like
It's
this
terrible.
whole like it's just like Putin like wants Ukraine back, right? Like that's this whole thing.
His words are he had to due to NATO is now on his doorstep, which I don't disagree that that's probably a big thing.
Yeah.
Then the Nazi, I don't know if we're supposed to say that word, but anyway, the
Radical German.
fascist word,
Yeah.
right? There, he started throwing that around, which is obviously
You're talking
just
about like
dumb.
his 45-minute history lesson, the Tucker Carlson that he did.
Which a lot of it's
And he's
accurate.
like with the book.
Yeah, a lot of it's accurate, but a lot of it, you could never go through that amount of history and give enough detail in that amount of time for everyone to understand what happened. You can it's like you could go through my life up to this point and hit all the positive things,
Yeah.
and I sound like an angel. You could hit all the negative things, and I sound like the opposite. So
Sure.
it's just, he just gave a weird perspective. Cool to know he knows some of this history, but
Yeah, I just
it's Crimea. Crimea is probably gone, which I know that we want that back.
Yeah.
Ukraine has said for sure. Zelensky said, though, if the people are tired and they vote to lose territory to end this war,
yeah.
I'm not against going with the people. I'm not going to stop my own people from what they really want.
Sure.
I'm not sure that we're there yet.
Yeah.
I think I'll throw you some bones and then see what you think. I think that Putin's going to probably play hardball because if we recall, Putin posted a photo of Melania Trump on the government media, topless, bottomless, or at least close to that, looking away. But I mean, it left not much to the imagination
Sure.
to defame him. Well, he's president now again. So I don't think Trump's someone who forgets that kind of stuff. The whole thing about how Obama defamed him in front of all those people at the dinner, and then he ran again, ran the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a thing. So I think the way he pulls Putin in, like that yank that he just
that power play.
yeah, he does it with a lot of leaders, but
Yeah, he does.
especially those he wants.
He touched like the king, like he slapped that Saudi king on the arm.
Yeah, because what are they going to do? Honestly, I mean, maybe now when we don't know whose gender is what, but
Yeah.
like, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
You are the most powerful leader in the world, free or not. What are you going to do? You're not going to do anything as an answer. If
Sit there and take it.
that's what I'm saying, if you're that powerful,
Yeah.
you can be a bully,
Sure.
which sometimes is what I think he is, and maybe needs to be sometimes. I don't know.
It's interesting you said. I just had this conversation today with somebody who came by, and we were talking about another conversation I had not a long time ago, but a little while ago, and
Sure.
saying how the U.S. power is gained through fear and military might.
Strength. Yeah.
And I'm like,
Very
yeah,
strong.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's half the battle.
That's
like if they fear
everything.
you, they respect you.
Absolutely.
You know, they say in there's a movie called The Bronx Tale. He said, "Would you rather be loved or feared?" He goes, "Well, everybody wants to be loved, but people will do things for you if you're, if they're scared of you, right?"
Yeah.
So he goes, "If I had my choice," he goes, "I'd rather them fear me than love me."
That's interesting.
It's a
That's the power.
right. It's the power aspect of it.
Okay, that's the power that when things are on the line,
mm-hmm.
that's what you're looking for, a strong leader,
Well,
not a nice one.
To reel in countries that are, war machines, Russia, North Korea.
Yeah.
Even kind of China right now, right?
100%, yeah.
So, to reel those countries in, to bring them back down to ground level, you gotta show some sort of bulliness. I think bullying.
You gotta show. Maybe you're saying you gotta show them who's boss.
Correct.
Without being a bully,
Yeah.
maybe. And I think,
I bully them.
dude, the way
on
that
the
Trump
ground.
has like pushed through the European, I think it was the European Union group, and he just literally pushes them out of the way.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the right play. But when you meet an aggressor, a hostile aggressor, or at least perceived aggressor,
Mm-hmm.
like Russia, and you grab his arm and pull him in, what are Secret Service? They're going to do nothing. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Their guys stood there and watched it.
Yeah.
I mean, they may have wanted to do something. You can't. You can't touch him. You've started World War III. So, I think this whole chameleon thing where we're living in this bubble, kind of like what Anthony sent us today.
Yeah.
He's got some family members dealing with COVID, so we didn't want a chance right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Shout out to Anthony for being responsible.
Good job, Anthony. You are responsible. Careful with that mac and cheese, dog.
It looks so good.
It looked great. So I think kind of where I'm going with this is if someone said this, I don't know if it's Candace Owens. I'm not a huge fan of her lately, but I used to be. When people tell you who they are, listen to them.
Mm.
That has stuck with me. I almost get goosebumps thinking about it, right? Like, I could be having a rough day, right? Like, not feeling good, had some bad stuff happen, made a wrong decision, made a bad decision, made an ethically bad decision. Who knows?
It's every day.
Dude, all day. But, like, really, I think when people look at me, they do still see integrity. They see honor, right? They sense that about me. I sense that about you, right? That you're going to be there, even if like you don't respond to like any of our texts, you'll be. No, but seriously, you'll be there. Yeah. You will be there when it's not popular to be there, because that's you, right? So, at times, I don't trust Putin. I believe he has told us who he is. I believe that. I could see where he is kind of a victim in a weird way of like the free world didn't accept him.
Yeah.
But dude, the way he got mad with Gorbachev and losing that and always trying to get back to this USSR mindset. Mm. When people tell you who they are, listen. I don't know how he justifies all these people dying. His people.
Yeah.
Dying. A lot of. I don't know what the ratio is. If I just was guessing, 3-1. The Koreans, I'd say 10-1, if not more, 15-1. They're just not trained nutritionists. They are not trained. They do not have the proper nutrition. They've never been in combat. Their country hasn't been in combat than anyone that's alive now.
Yeah.
They can't communicate either. They don't know the terrain. And they get treated probably poorly, if I had to guess.
Oh, dude, they're probably, the Russians are probably giving those guys so much crap, dude.
Dude, I can't imagine what they're going through. So, he's
just got like these like 6'6" Russian dudes, been out in the bush for weeks now.
Drink vodka just to do it.
And they see like the like do they right. Yeah. Just making
device, like they treat him rough. I think we're kind of close to being here.
Yeah.
There's going to have to be some takes. It's a business deal, and that's why I think Trump can do this. Has the chance of doing it because he's strong. Mm-hmm. He is business minded, so he's going to create a deal.
Yeah,
deal or no deal, right? I think he does deal in ultimatums, but I think he's wise enough. He doesn't. I said this on that video. I think Trump has done a lot of what he's done for his name to live on in history, right?
Sure.
Who wouldn't? You have all that money.
Absolutely.
Now you need notoriety.
Yeah.
So he's going down the books. Do you think he's going to go down in the books or allow himself purposely to go down in the books as the guy who abandoned the free world against an oppressive communist group? I'd say no.
I'd say no.
I don't think he wants to go in history doing that. So he probably, if I had to guess, he's probably going to be a little more friendly to Ukraine than Russia, which is not what everyone else is saying.
Yeah.
But because they're the aggressor. But something's going to have to budge. I want to be surprised if all the territories that were disputed back in 2014 are handed over back to Russia. I don't know how that can work. I don't want that to work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything else happening. Yeah. Or Ukraine gets everything back, never joins NATO, and there's some sort of DMZ made where... And there's going to be limitations on Ukraine, which will weaken them in the long run. I don't know. But I do think it's going to be more of a financial gain. That's a huge thing.
Sure.
I think Trump's going to say, hey, by the way, we're going to be drilling and getting the actual natural gas, right? Mm-hmm. So the gas, not the oil. We're going to get that, and we're going to sell it to Europe and the people who you've been supplying and your friends. Mm-hmm. We're going to sell it to everyone and undercut you by 30 cents. And by the time you get to that, we'll cut it again to 10. Because we've never really tapped into this resource anyway. Mm-hmm. So whatever it costs to produce it is all we have in it, because we were never used to making money anyway on it.
Sure.
And we'll cut your legs out like we did during the Cold War. How'd that work? When you tried to go to space and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
How'd that work? Star Wars? Yeah, you lost your whole empire. So do you want to play this long game financially? You can play the long game of the industrial complex, but you can't play it financially, because we can. We absolutely can. So I think that's what he's going to say. And then you also got to give him a bone too. But if you want to play ball back out of Ukraine, we won't even compete with you. We'll help you feed in good faith, feed your natural gas to all the countries of the world.
Yeah.
And we won't try to compete with you. Just in our country, we will do it for ourselves. That's it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a super easy. It's something that we didn't even have to begin with. Why? Sure. And so it's not something we're losing, only gaining. And now we're like, hey, come on in. Be part of the club. Turn around. And that saves his face,
sure,
which is what is needed. What do you think?
I mean, I think that's very well said. I mean, I don't know as much about this as you do. So,
do you see Trump making more of a financial negotiation or a military?
I think it's done. I think it has to be a mixture of both, and I also think it has to have humanitarian stuff along with that too, though, right? Like, he's gonna do it. I mean, dude wants the country to make money, so he's gonna say, all right, well, this is how much cash we could be getting. We're not getting XYZ, right? Also need to calm Russia down, get them
de-escalate their military posture,
right? All that kind of stuff. So yeah, dude, I see him doing both, the mixture of both for sure.
I think we're out of time, but I think Trump will go to North Korea first, if he hasn't already, and he will say, hey, stop sending troops.
Yeah.
I don't want them having any lifelines right now. We're boys, all right?
Yeah.
You let me into your house, I'll let you in mine. We're good. We're good.
Dude, if he comes here, I'll take him to, Texas Roadhouse, dude.
I would. I'd get him good steak.
Yeah.
I'd get him good steak. We'll go see a movie, The Dictator.
No, dude. Take him to Twin Peaks.
Absolutely.
Get him be like, dude, look, it's beers. 32 degrees.
It's got slush in it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. Drink up.
I'll pay. This is what's called.
I'm paying.
This is a Michelob Ultra.
We call these Mickeys.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Have this high noon. No.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone because of what happened at Anheuser. But yeah, I think it's near. It's got to be near.
Has to.
So I hope it happens favorably.
Absolutely.
We've got mutual friends who have given a lot for this.
I
I
agree.
mean, people that we've been around who are no longer here because of this. So, yeah, man. All right. So we're thankful. I'm thankful for this podcast, for our viewers. This is Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for Joe, for his friendship, and for Anthony, who's not here. Solid group. Really is.
Likewise.
All right.
Later.
See you.